Hey guys, welcome back. Why don't you join me for a nice hot cup of coffee? And I just want to talk today about top 10 iconic watches. I did a video the other day when I did the world's the top creme de la creme top 10 iconic watches, and I had a lot of fun making that video, and it wasn't that hard to come up with a list because they're all iconic watches, so there's no mistaking them. And when I think about iconic watches, for me that's a watch when you immediately recognize it. You see someone's wrist, you know what it is, and even if someone would edit out the name of the dial of the watch, you would still know that's the watch. That's the one. So my friend Nuno from Portugal and myself too, I was thinking about doing the other list with the more affordable watches, such as really affordable watches like Seiko, SKS and stuff like that, and to see what are some of the top 10 world's most iconic affordable watches out there. And I do realize that I came up with a list. Actually, I have it right here, and I realize that some of you won't agree, some of you will have your own, but this is just my list. So this is just my list, so I invite you to hear it out, and I invite you also to tell me what do you think about it, what I have left out, and what would you add to the list. So I'm just gonna give it a little look here, and my first watch from the list would be Seiko 5. Seiko 5 is the watch that got me into watches, collecting watches, that got me into hobby, and that's the first watch I googled. And once I googled Seiko 5, everything else is history. I just fell in love with them. I always loved watches, but that's the one that got me really into watches, and they are really iconic, and they've been around for a long time, and everyone knows Seiko 5s, and they are a symbol of a great affordable wristwatch that it's really iconic. Another watch on my list is another Seiko, and be warned, there's gonna be a lot of Seikos on here on this list, but that's for a reason. Seiko is the king of the affordable watches. So another Seiko on my list that's pretty much inevitable is SKS series. And when they first came out, I believe in 98 or 96, they were instant hit, and even today people are rediscovering them, and they are still thrilled with them. Whether it's a SKS 007 or 009, Seiko diver watches, entry-level diver watches, are the really truly iconic affordable watch to have. And when you wear it on your wrist, there is no mistake, that's a Seiko. So another Seiko on my wrist, on my list, and on my wrist, that's I think the most iconic of them all, and most recognizable of them all, is the Seiko Monster. But not any monster, I'm talking about Seiko Orange Monster, the orange big giant cookie eating monster. That's the watch that's really fascinating and has a unique design, and that orange on it, it really pops on your wrist. And if you haven't been able to check it out, please find one and see in person, because the online pictures don't do justice to it at all. It's a gorgeous watch. Black Monster is nice, but the Orange Monster is the iconic one, so it's excellent, and it's better build quality than the SKS 007 or 9. So let's just get off Seiko's backs for a while. And number 4 on my list, and by the way, this list is not in any particular order. This list is just to count it out, so that doesn't mean that number 1 is better or worse than number 10 and vice versa. So G-Shock DW5600. G-Shock is one of those truly iconic watches in all sorts of categories in watch world and watches on the planet. So everyone knows G-Shock, and when you have a G-Shock on your wrist, and by the way, I'm wearing today my Breitling Crosswind, and I really like it. But when you have a G-Shock, it's a G-Shock. Everyone knows it. You don't need me to tell you about G-Shocks. If you are still watching this video, you pretty much know all these watches because they are truly iconic affordables. So when someone says G-Shock, the one that springs to my mind firstly is the W5600, and it's one of my favorite models out here. So next watch on my list, let's move on from Japan a bit and let's go to Russia. And I have 2 watches from Russia, and first one of those iconic watches, it's gotta be Vostok Amphibia Scuba Dude. That Scuba Dude on the dial is pretty much iconic by itself, but the Vostok Amphibias, they are revolutionized dial watches. They had upgraded technology, they make watches more water resistant, and at the same time they are very affordable. I cannot think of any better dial watch under $100 that's good as Vostok Amphibia. And if you want an iconic one, get the Scuba Dude. And by the way, I reviewed most of these watches on my channel, so if you want to see more in-depth reviews, just for example type Vostok Amphibia EDC gunner and it will pop out. And for most of this video I put the EDC gunner in the tags so you can easily find me. Another Russian watch on this list comes at the number 6, and that's Strela. Strela it's a space watch. It went to space and it's significant as a space watch, but anything that else, I like the dial on that watch. It's not always about the movement. I like movements, I like good movements, but the dial on the watch is pretty important to me. That's why I got this one. This was pretty much impulse buy. I didn't really when I saw it, everything clicked and I want the Roman numerals and everything, and it has to work. You gotta love the dial, and Strela has that busy dial, and it's also a very important watch in the chronological watch history, and it has that cool name. So and it was on the wrist of a Russian astronaut in the space, so there isn't much cooler than that. Another watch, number 7, also one of my all-time favorites on this list, is Orient Blue Mako. When someone says Blue Mako Orient, it's truly iconic. So you can remove the logo, but you will know it. And the Orient to get is the blue dial Mako. Forget about the black and orange other dials. There are many other watches and watch companies that make great black and orange watches, but if you want a blue watch, affordable blue dial watch, Orient Blue Mako is your watch to get. Just excellent value for money, and it has a cult following. Maybe not on YouTube, but I'm a forum guy. I've been on forums, on watch forums, a lot longer than on YouTube, and just go on Watch You Seek forum and search for Orient Blue Mako, show us your Blue Makos, and you will see what I'm talking about. So number 8 on my list has to be another Seiko, but there's so many Seiko watches out there, but Seiko came up with the automatic chronograph pretty much at the same time as the Zenith El Primero. So some people say the Seiko came up with the first automatic chronograph, some people claim it's a Zenith, but whatever it was, Seiko created first automatic chronograph, and one of those is especially the most iconic, is the one that went on space, and it's called Polk by the Colonel William Polk. And Polk wore it on one wrist Speedmaster, Omega Speedmaster, on other wrist he had Seiko Polk chronograph. And if you don't like the Polk, but Polk has that iconic look, it's a yellow dial and Pepsi bezel, it's just iconic. If you don't like the Polk, there's Seiko Bullhead or Panda, but the Polk takes the iconic crown because of its distinctive look, and it's also a very collectible, important watch. So I couldn't leave that out on my list. So number 9 on my list is Citizen, and I put Citizen, but first watch that speaks iconic when I'm talking about Citizen is I was thinking a lot about it, and Citizen does make great watches and lots of great models, but the one that springs to my mind always is Citizen Echozilla. Echozilla is a watch, you cannot mistake it for any other watch when you see it on someone's wrist. It's just a monster, it's a beast. It's the same like Orange Monster from Seiko. Citizen Echozilla is truly iconic looking watch. It may not be my favorite, may not be my cup of tea, but you cannot deny that to them. And number 10, I decided to put something Swiss made, and I will have some couple honorable mentions, but I needed to put something Swiss made. It's not fair, especially in this price range. And although Hamilton is not my favorite brand, and Hamilton Khaki line, the field aviation watches are not maybe my best or my favorite watch, or they're not my cup of tea, but when I say Hamilton, they have that original design, and Hamilton Khaki field watch deserves to be mentioned on this list. And that's it, that's number 10. I will give you a couple honorable mentions, and I will have number 1 Seiko Alpinist, the green one, Casio F91W, the $10 Casio that's very iconic and has a cult following around the world, and Citizen Nighthawk. And I'm sure there's a lot of other watches, Seiko Tunas, and lots of other watches, but that's my list. That was my list. That's something I came up with while drinking my coffee. And now I'm gonna continue to have my coffee, and I wanna, when you see this video, I wanna hear your opinions. What do you think about my list? Have I forgotten someone? Because somehow I have a feeling that I have forgotten someone very important, or some watch very important. But nobody's perfect. I'm EDC Gunner, and if you have a list of your own, please share it in the comment section. So thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. I'm EDC Gunner, and see you on the next one.